Welcome to qualifying for this weekend's French Grand Prix. The teams are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go green and the fight for pole position gets underway. The pressure on the drivers here is enormous. Some would say it's just as important as the race itself. How do you feel about that, Ant? And how did you deal with it yourself when you were out there on the track?
It's honestly really down to good old experience. The more you do something, the better you get at it. And that includes learning how to handle the pressure you're under. Getting a good qualifying is vitally important. If you can get away from the pack at the start and avoid all the first corner shenanigans, you'll have made your life so much easier.
That's the fastest. Disappointing, but we just need to push hard in the race and we can still come away with something.
Bad luck in qualifying. That's not exactly ideal. But there's no points for Saturday. Keep a cool head and make up for it in the race.
Welcome to Le Castellet as we return from across the Atlantic for the 2019 French Grand Prix. Reintroduced to the Formula One calendar just last year after an absence of almost 3 decades. The circuit Paul Ricard, where racing legends such as Alain Prost gave us some Turn 1 excitement before Valtteri Bottas and Sebastian Vettel and a commanding victory from Lewis Hamilton gave us a brilliant race last year. What, I wonder, will it have in store for us this season? The circuit Paul Ricard then, a 3.6-mile track, 25 miles east of Marseille. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, with the main overtaking chance expected going into turn 8. Top speeds today should be around 205 miles per hour. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's start by getting your take on Romain Grosjean. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Turner, Valtteri Bottas and Perez, Leclerc, Gasly, Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen, Norris, Raikkonen, Lance Stroll and Kvyat, Sainz, Ricciardo, George Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi. Kubica and Romain Grosjean sits at the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
so keep your temps under control. Go, you'll be racing on the exit. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Caution, caution. Right, some information on Hamilton. They're retiring. The car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form. Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. This result narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Roman Grosjean's my driver of the day. I don't think I've ever seen such a strong performance from him.
Let's move on to the constructors. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. Another podium. You must be getting used to it up there. Would you say that your rival is still on your level? Great. Well, that's everything.
Great work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium. All right, the terms have been agreed. All that's left is to sign the paperwork. You'll be on this new deal from the next race weekend.